Why do women have smaller feet than men? It allows them to stand closer to the kitchen sink. Why do men fart more than women? Because women can't shut up long enough to build up pressure. Scientists have discovered that food diminishes a woman's sex drive by 90%. It's called a wedding cake. Why don't women ski? Because there's no snow in the kitchen. In the beginning, God created the earth and rested. Then God created man and rested. Then God created woman. And since then, neither God or man has rested. I married Miss Wright. I just didn't know that her first name was Always. Stirring the coffee with chopsticks, the K-Bar tactical chopsticks, using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your coffee at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. I am the Sultan. We'll get started, but first, Trader Joe's whole coffee beans in an angry Blackbeard cup. Nice. Well, here we are in election season, and I can't wait to vote for fill in the blank because I saw so many of their campaign signs on lawns and at intersections said no man ever. Anyone else just look at like election signs, like these campaign signs, as just a waste of paper, plastic, wire? Am I right about that? Gentlemen, the chink in your armor, your Achilles heel, was sharing your feelings with her. Cry in front of her once, and she'll be banging her boss by the end of next week. You got feelings? Share them with a brother. Share them with a friend. Share them with me. Critics of this particular way of thinking will say, well, you're walking on eggshells. You're teaching men to walk on eggshells and not to be vulnerable. How'd that vulnerability work out for most of you? I love this picture here. From this article, it says, by Conshohocken, the insane reason why all of these hot, successful women are still single. She has a huge amount of friends who are catches, yet still single. She says it's because they've set standards for men that are too high. Maybe Mr. Right is trying to herd sheep into a shearing shed, she said. Yeah, okay. Has a picture of some attractive women that look like the women that I've dated, and I can verify this to be true. You know why they are single? They're all past their prime. They're all boss girls in their career. They will serve a man in their career, but never in a home. They're basically hoes every couple of years. They have a new guy. And they're demanding. The educational system, culture, older women need to stop lying to younger women. Men are success objects. Women are beauty objects. You know what's weird is seeing a grown woman have a boyfriend. Husband is always better than boyfriend. It's weird when I see a woman, I don't know, over 40 talk about boyfriend. Oh, I've had this many boyfriends, or I have a boyfriend, or the guy that I'm dating now, like this kind of stuff. It just seems so immature. Women are not growing up at all. I know women my age that have boyfriends. A field will never tell you how many times it's been plowed and how many seeds have been planted in it. Only a farmer knows. It's been said that men exaggerate the amount of women they've been with by 3 times. If a guy says he's been with 90 women, he's really only been with 30 women. If a woman says she's only been with 30 men, that means she's been with 90 men. Women under-exaggerate or underrepresent the number of men that they've had sex with. Men always exaggerate or always overestimate or overrepresent the amount of women they've been with. So have you had your annual watching of Shadowlands yet with Anthony Hopkins and Deborah Winger? Just a reminder, it might be one of the best movies you've ever watched. There's a song in 1972 by Tom T. Hall, a country music singer, and one of the great lines in it is, "Old dogs care about you, even when you make mistakes." I told someone the other day, if you want a friend, get a dog. Faithful. Women need to study dogs. When one guy said to me, women are such dogs, I'm like, no, they're not. Dogs are faithful. Women are cats. Aloof, come around when they want something, act with no rhyme or reason, snuggle up to you, are warm, act like they love you, they enjoy the treats, and then they go sleep somewhere else. I think we're getting closer to a name for December. It could end up being Disarmber. I just heard that one this morning. Someone suggested Disarmber. Disarmber. Disarmber is, I think, what we're going to go with, where we focus on arms. But remember, Brovember is coming up, where I want you to help one man. And I'm going to be looking for testimonies of how you help one man, one time, somehow, some way, somewhere. May I remind you, again, that your first reaction to everything is emotional. Always. Always. Remember I over E. I don't care if you have to take a pen and write it on your hand, I over E, or even tattoo it on the top of your hand. I over E. Intellect over emotions. Why? Because your emotions always have gotten you into trouble. Intellect over emotions. It is getting cold now, and I hope you are wearing a scarf because I don't want your neck to get cold. Remember, I know best. Wear a scarf or a neck gaiter. You lose so much of your heat from your neck and your head. Wear a scarf, wear a hat when the weather gets cold. I never started having $3,000 to $5,000 days until I started hanging out with people who make $3,000 to $5,000 a day. We end up being exactly like the people we hang out with. And it's hard to leave that crowd, isn't it? And it's uncomfortable at times. Who do you hang out with in real life and virtually? The hardest question I was ever asked by my coach was this: do you have $3,000 a day habits? Usually I'm pretty quick to answer most things. That one there was. I just closed my eyes again, climbed aboard the Dreamweaver train. Driver, take away my worries of today and leave tomorrow behind. Gary Wright, 1975. The song Dreamweaver. A reminder to everybody: a man settles where he finds peace. This is why you forfeit everything superficial for a peaceful woman. You go on a first date, like a coffee date. If she is just the whole time and you're not feeling peace, there will be no second date. No second dates, gentlemen. Peace equals second date. No peace, no second date. She talks about how much of a strong, independent woman she is for 2 hours. Then she wonders why you want to go Dutch at the end of the dinner at Waffle House. Quick reminder, Fleming's Steakhouse is for the beloved wife. Waffle House is for girlfriends. Stop taking girlfriends or dates to expensive dinners. That's for after you are married. That's for celebrating anniversaries, birthdays, special days with somebody that you love.
Remember, nice restaurants are for someone that you love, not for someone who you want to impress.
Trying to impress a woman is the single worst investment that a man can make. She goes to Waffle House. Nothing wrong with Waffle House. It's just that's where you take the girlfriend to. Once you get married, you celebrate and you go to Fleming's. Fleming's Steakhouse versus Waffle House. I do think that hormonal birth control has done more harm to women. Yet even the most goodest and most Christianist women have fallen into that deception to be able to have sex without responsibility or consequences. The nicest gals I know, the most Christian, the most Catholic, the most mass and church going, the most rosary praying women I know are on hormonal birth control. Getting blown out, getting their insides rearranged on Saturday night, but going to Mass on Sunday morning. Good job, ladies. Good job. One of the hardest pills to swallow when you're first separated after your marriage breaks up is that your ex-wife's new fuckboy will see your kids more than you do, even way before the divorce is finalized. That right there, bro, is the hardest pill to swallow. Once you realize that she's gone, you're like, fuck her. That's it. I'm done with this shit. She wants out. Bye-bye. But fuckboy has no respect for you because the only thing he's thinking about is his nut. And he sees your kids more than you do. There is something fundamentally wrong with that. And I don't blame men for being an angry Blackbeard when they find that out, when they see a truck in the driveway of their marital home and some dude planking his wife in the bed that he bought. That is a tough pill to swallow. That is where men get really fucked up. That's why a lot of guys follow this channel. Quick reminder to never work with idiots or work with people that work with idiots. Write that down on a piece of paper. Stick that on your refrigerator or on your bathroom mirror. Don't work with idiots or people that work with idiots. Christianity can improve the manosphere, which I can hate, but the manosphere poisons Christianity. It's disgusting. Nothing wrong with a red pill lens, seeing the world as it is, not how you want it to be. Make sure to take a look at Warbox Studios' beautiful creation, a pipe stand with 2 sections in it, one for a lighter, one for a tamper. It's a beautiful desktop item that holds your pipe upright. It's beautiful. And also the tray that you can crumble up the flake tobacco or cut plug tobacco on and then put it into a pipe, like a little slot where you can just take the crumbled up pipe tobacco and kind of pour it into your pipe or into your hand to load your pipe. Warbox Studios. It's beautiful. It's a great little man gift. So, ladies, if you're still watching and you want to get your guy a nice gift, absolutely magnificent. You got to check it out. I'll put a link for it. Here we are, just a few days away from Halloween. You want to read some scary stories? I'll put a link for that. I wrote a lot of scary stories in the style of Edgar Allan Poe and H.P. Lovecraft. I think you'll like it. Wow, a certain country must have some real dirt on our politicians because they're more enthusiastic about the borders of that other country than they are about our own. It's all blackmail and bribes, guaranteed. I stand with myself, and I am anti-genocide. Read between the lines. Have a good Friday. Do table for one tonight. Go somewhere and have dinner by yourself. I don't care if it's an expensive dinner somewhere at Fleming's Steakhouse, sitting at the bar having a half-price appetizer and then a ribeye. You got to bring some money with you for that. But reward yourself. You could even reward yourself at Waffle House. The key is table for one is for you to start to be comfortable with you, with being alone. Everything you want is outside your comfort zone. The one time I went camping by myself, and I'm going to start doing it again a lot. I'm even going to do some winter camping this year. The one time I went camping by myself was absolutely amazing. I didn't talk from Friday night till Monday morning. Didn't say a word. Set up a tent, built a campfire, had my food in a cooler that I kept in the truck, strung up a hammock, brought a stack of comics with me. It was beautiful. Actually, I lied. I did say something. A little chipmunk, while I was swinging on a hammock reading a comic, a chipmunk came crawling up and just stopped on the ground next to me. Had like a little acorn or something in its hand. It was just like eating like that. I looked down and I said, "Hey, little guy, how you doing?" And it just looked up at me, and then it just turned around and walked back. So I did say something, but I didn't speak to a human for the whole weekend. It was transformative. It was almost like I was a monastic that took a vow of silence. Try not talking for a whole weekend. That was the only time that I ever did it. I have to do it again because it was so rewarding. I'm still talking about it to this day. Solo activities are beautiful. And if you are a pipe smoker, then actually bring a few different pipe tobaccos along in some Ziploc bags or leather pouches or whatever, and a couple different pipes, including a corncob pipe. Bring a briar or two and a cob or two and go on a hike by yourself. Bring a jackknife. Bring a pocket knife with you. And while you're at your destination, maybe warming your hands over a fire or making yourself tea or coffee, maybe you can find a piece of wood and start carving a pipe. There's nothing like a Swiss Army knife that you can do almost anything with to make a pipe. How cool would that be to carve your own pipe? I guarantee you, when you make your own pipe, you will probably find that it smokes beautifully. And it might not be pretty, but it'll be pretty to you. And that's all that matters. It's like a woman. The only thing that matters is what you think of her. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which reminds me of a funny pickup line where a guy walks up to a woman and says, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I want to behold in you. And with that, finish your coffee, and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.
Excuse me, ma'am?
I have a boyfriend.
Okay, that's great. I just want to let you know that your tire's flat. Get your fucking boyfriend to do it.
Women love idealistically and men love realistically, and the problem is that we love a woman way more than a woman loves us. So when we separate, we're in way more pain than what the actual woman herself. And let me tell you exactly the reason why. Because when a man loves a woman, he loves her like she's his daughter. He looks after her, he protects her, he provides for her, he does everything for her. The woman loves him like her father. But in our nature, we are meant to lose a parent, but we're not meant or built to lose a child. And a man loses a child when him and his woman separates, and it's way more heartbreaking.
Perfect.